Hi, I'm Brianna, creator of Spent Studios, and today I'm here to talk to you about graphic design. So first of all, we need to look at what is graphic design. Basically, graphic design broken down without any frills or fluffs around it is the organization of information. It is a way to usually aesthetically organize information so it's easy to understand and it's helpful for the viewer. It also communicates certain ideas or messages in a visual way. So it is more on the visual side of things than just say like putting something in a spreadsheet. It is to appeal to an audience. Obviously that's a very broad description, so we need to go ahead and break it down even more. And typically, people break down graphic design into 8 general categories. So the first of those categories is going to be branding. So branding is going to be anything you do to give yourself a brand identity. So a lot of times that's going to be logos, that's going to be any sort of print design that you do, any sort of advertisement also can go along with branding. You usually use your branding in advertising. Branding is also going to be simple things such as how do you want your voice to come across? Are you more of a lighthearted brand? Are you more of a corporate brand and you want to keep it very professional? A lot of that has to do with branding and how you want your brand to be perceived by other people. And then we're also going to have marketing and advertising design. Marketing and advertising is a great way to get your ideal client associated with your branding. So you run an Instagram ad, you have a poster design that you print up. Maybe you even just simple as your business card or a pen that you put your logo on, something like that to advertise yourself, basically getting your brand's name out there. Then we're also going to have web design. Now this has really become important within the last couple of years. Web design is pretty much, or a website is pretty much something that everyone is going to need now that the world is basically transitioning to looking things up very quickly online, finding out about you, your business online. Web design is very important. There is also web development, which is different from web design. Web design is just designing how it interacts with the user. Web development is all the code behind the web design, so that can get a little trickier. There's also going to be print and publication design. This does tie into certain areas such as advertising or marketing, because obviously these are things that we're going to be interacting with. So print is anything from a book to a magazine to a brochure that you get, anything that is tangible. And there's also packaging design. Now, a lot of people are really interested in packaging design. It is definitely one of the trickier designs because there's so many legal things that have to be on there. So if you're doing food packaging, you also obviously have to have ingredients and all of the other FDA, whatever, whoever decides what you have on the packaging, barcodes, all of that. But packaging can be really fun and definitely a more 3D take on design and interactive as well. And then motion graphics design has really started coming up and exploding here within the last couple of years. Motion graphics is going to be taking a design that would typically be stationary and adding animation to it, adding movement to it, just adding a little more interest. This has become popular because websites have really gained traction. And then environmental and tactual design. These are going to be things that we see every day that add to our environment. So billboards, if you see a billboard, if you see a sign for a business, if you see a road sign, if anything like that that you would interact with day to day, that's going to be environmental and tactual design. And then the final type of design is going to be illustration. I typically separate in my head illustration separate from design because there's so much that can go into illustration, but illustration is usually incorporated into design, and a lot of times people do consider that the 8th option. So let me know your favorite type of design or whatever type of design you're most interested in down below in the comments, and I will see you here next time for more design tips and tricks.